VCU Rams play host to the Bradley Braves. Let's check out the standings at both conferences. First in the Missouri Valley, Southern Illinois, a big win earlier today. Bradley in the 4th spot. You see VCU 14-2. They have lost only once at home this year. Hi, folks. John Shambi alongside Adrian Branch. Got a very good matchup for you. Comparing these two teams, some similarities. Both undersized, both guard dominant, but in terms of styles, very different.
That's right. You're going to see a lot of perimeter play, a lot of three-point shooting, but both teams are extension of their coaches. They're intelligent. They play well together. VCU will look to do a lot of trapping and get this crowd behind us involved in this game.
Well, as far as VCU, they'd love to make a big run in the tournament like Bradley did last year. The Braves made it all the way to the Sweet 16 as a 13 seed in the first round. They knocked off a giant in number 4 seed Kansas, and Jim Les and company moving on to round number 2. Then it was going up against the number 5 seed, the giant from the Big East, Pittsburgh, Patrick O'Brien, 28 points, and the Braves would move on to the Sweet 16. Quite an amazing run a season ago. As far as tonight's matchup, guard play tells the story, and Will Franklin on the Bradley side really makes him go.
Will Franklin is competitive. He's their go-to guy in a half-court setting. He hits a lot of big shots. He plays with an edge, and for Eric Maynard, look at that, 5th in the nation, 6.4 assists. He's always looking for his teammates. As soon as he gets over half court, he's looking to exploit the defense.
As we check out our starting lineups, begin on the VCU side, we mentioned Maynard, but his backcourt mate B.A. Walker leads the team in scoring. Over on the Bradley side, Franklin makes him go, but keep an eye on Daniel Ruffin, who's averaging just under 14 points a game. Set to jump it up here at Alltel Pavilion in Richmond, Virginia. It is a packed house, as it will be Zach Andrews going up against Michael Anderson. Andrews wins the tap, and it's Bradley basketball.
Watch for Bradley, keeping the floor spread. They're on the road, so they know that VCU wants to establish tempo.
Cut to the hoop by Andrews, couldn't flush it down, and it's VCU the other way. Both these teams shoot the three-pointer extremely well. Jesse Pellarosa wandering into the lane, kicks to the side. Bernini can't get it to go. Pellarosa, though, a good rebound and a new shot clock. Pump fake jumper, and that one knocked down by B.A. Walker. VCU leads.
VCU couldn't ask for a better start. You have to make shots to set your defense and get this crowd excited.
Ruffin scoop shot, no good. And the putback won't go for Andrews, but he will go to the line.
Andrews is extremely active. He has pogo sticks in his legs. When you're running traps, that's where you're vulnerable at the rim, because you're going to have to block out, find a red jersey, and ride him out.
Foul on Will Fernini, that's his first. Andrews, their leading rebounder, the senior from Sacramento, California. That averages 7 boards a game and just under 12 points a game. See, these two teams haven't played very frequently the last time back in 1989.
Evenly matched. These guys, both of them, have a never-say-die attitude. They're an extension of their coaches, and they play with an edge. They want to prove that they belong in the big time.
Andrews just a 55% free throw shooter, and he misses both. So VCU maintains that early 2-0 lead.
Watch for a lot of the screen and roll, both similar offensive.
Jim Les coaching the Bradley Braves. He's in his 5th season, a Bradley alum. And, of course, played in the NBA. There is Anthony Grant, his first season as a head man, and spent the last 10 years under Billy Donovan, including last year as part of that national championship pool.
Now, John, you're seeing the trap right here. It's a matchup press. They're trying to hang by the three-point line to mark a red jersey. They're not going for steals, but they want to slow down the tempo of Bradley. Make them work on offense.
Daniel Ruffin handling the ball, looking for help. Jeremy Crouch knocks down a 3, and Crouch gives the Braves a 1-point lead.
Patience by Bradley. Now, Bradley is a veteran ball club. Their average age with the starters is 21 years old. They're not going to be intimidated coming out on the road.
It's a veteran Bradley team indeed. Into the lane, and it's Quinn. Left-handed scoop shot is good.
You see both teams trying to get what they want They're moving the ball, making extra passes. Neither team wants to come down and take a bad, quick shot.
VCU will maintain that pressure the entire game. Good aggressive board from Zach Andrews and the putback. Bradley up 5-4.
With Andrews, he comes in and follows shots. So Anderson's going to have to find him, make it a priority to block out and let the other white jerseys go retrieve the basketball.
Both of these teams very good offensively. VCU as a group shoots 46 from the floor, including 40 from beyond the three-point stripe. Move to the goal by Anderson. It's an air ball. Braves the other way.
Well, you look at this game, and it's really the first one to 75 wins because both records, VCU is 16-0 when they score 75 points. Bradley 23 and 26 out of 26 when they score 75 points.
Deep three off the mark for Franklin. VCU basketball.
Both coaches have said it's no problem getting what they want on the offensive end. It's the defensive intensity that they're concerned about first.
Maynor is the guy that really makes him go. Tried that quick pass into the lane, and it's deflected out of bounds. It'll be Rams basketball with 21 on the shot clock.
Well, you look at Maynor. He plays with a lot of poise. The responsibility is on him to make his teammates better, and they have a buy-in. What he talked about, he said, I love both coaches. I love Coach Cable and what he brought to the table, and I love Coach that's sitting there setting the standard for him. These guys are playing hard.
Walker handling with Will Franklin on him. Walker looking for some space, trying to set things up. Gets a screen here by Quinn into the lane. Cutting to the hoop. That's Anderson, nicely done.
You look at both teams so far, and it's been well-run offense getting open shots. Both teams are concerned about the first and second pass on the offense. They know they have to play 30 seconds to contest the offense.
Ruffin, the junior from Peoria. That's Crouch with another three. Jeremy Crouch with another triple. He's got 6.
They shoot 24 three-pointers a game. You can't fall asleep on the shooters, but Crouch won't do a lot of moving. He'll just hang around and let the offense come to him.
Little pull-up jumper there by Maynor. Braves basketball. Franklin had it go out of bounds, and it'll stay Bradley basketball. Under 16 timeout. Bradley leads. They are number 2 in the nation in three-point percentage, and Crouch shows it off.
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Groove into your rhythm. Turn off the worries, turn on fun, 'cause two is better than just one. Let's go out back tonight.
Let go. Go Outback tonight, where fresh A tuna is seasoned and seared. The salmon, tender. The steaks, thick and juicy. Your only worry, you might have to share.
Let's go out back tonight.
Tonight, let go.
Life is better when together.
Go Outback.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
President's Day only comes once a year, and to celebrate, Chevy has some commanding offers with great deals on almost every 07, like 0% for 60 months on the Silverado Classic. Hurry, 5 days only, then this and other great deals are history. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Innovative solutions from Siemens can be found everywhere by making buildings more efficient, communications better integrated, medical centers more advanced, power plants and transportation more modern. We're turning dreams into reality.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. And in part by Chevrolet, an American Revolution.
Scott Reese with a SportsCenter in-game update. Great finish coming over on ESPN. Memphis and Gonzaga. Jeremy Pargo ties it at 69, and that is where we stand right now with 23 seconds left on the clock. John?
Now back here in Richmond, Bradley leading VCU 8-6. It's the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters. A great atmosphere in here. Just under 8,000 as this place is completely packed. You see what Bradley has done this year. Now, not only do they shoot it at a high percentage, they're number 3 in the country in makes. So they shoot it a lot and at a high percentage. That's a pretty good combo.
Yeah, but give credit to that man right there, Jim Les. He goes to his strength. What did he have last year? He had Patrick O'Brien, a 7-footer that was comfortable down low. And now the touches that Patrick had last year are going to the perimeter, his guards.
This is Crouch handling right here. Ruffin trying to toss it down low, couldn't find his man. And it's a turnover, VCU basketball, and Eric Maynard, a sophomore from North Carolina.
Both teams do not turn the ball over a lot. They average 11 turnovers, but force 16, so that's good defensive intensity.
Bellarosa off the mark. Ruffin pushing ahead. Ruffin, whose father played at Bradley. Another triple for Jeremy Crouch. And Bradley on top in this one, 11-6.
Now that'll drive Coach Grant nuts because the scouting report is get to the three-pointers, and they're slow to get to Crouch.
Rebound from Michael Anderson. Here's Walker. Knocks it down. 11-9.
You're seeing both teams look extremely comfortable on the offensive end. They're used to playing against pressure, playing small ball. You're seeing turnovers. You're seeing a frenetic pace.
Now the pressure pays off for Anthony Grant's VCU team. Now a kick out. Walker has it go in and out, but a strong board and the bucket. And going to the line right there will be T.J. Quinn.
John, textbook playing by VCU. They want to create turnovers. They want to dominate you. They unapologetically say, this is our house. We want to establish what we like to do, create turnovers, get the ball down, and get second shot opportunities from that three-point line.
Quinn, a 6'4" freshman from Burlington, North Carolina, and I think probably underlines a little bit what you see in some of these mid-major non-BCS conferences. A guy like Quinn, you'll find him in the paint and around the basket more than you would in, say, some of the major conferences as an undersized guy.
Well, what you'd have to say is it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog, and you're seeing it on those two plays. That's called effort plays.
Called Gwynn for the travel. Folks here at Alltel Pavilion didn't like the call, and Gwynn talking it over. Tied at 11. 14:24 to go first half. John Shelby alongside Adrian Branch here in Richmond, Virginia for the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters. And again, VCU applying the pressure. Will Franklin handling, gives off to Daniel Ruffin, and now Jeremy Crouch using the screen.
Look at the white jerseys. They're helping. They're recovering. They don't want to give Bradley easy shots.
Danny Adams is checked into the game for Bradley. Another turnover. And Anderson now to Maynard as VCU pushes ahead. Pressure has definitely paid off for VCU the last couple of minutes. And they get the foul. No, it'll be a travel. Maynard called for the travel.
Nice job by Anderson. He's long, he's quick, defending the basket. They bring down, he's a leaper. He gets off his feet well. And when you're trapping, you always bring the trap, the defender, the offensive player to the shot blocker.
A lot of intensity early here in Richmond. The Bradley Braves and the VCU Rams. VCU, the top team in the CAA, the team that produced George Mason in their Cinderella run last year.
VCU's hold Bradley to one shot and done. Now Bradley loses the rebound margin in most of their games because they're playing small. They're playing 4 guards. However, for Bradley, they've got to be able to defend on ball. Don't get beat off the dribble.
Pull-up jumper right there. Walker couldn't get it to go. handling the ball. Now Crouch had it knocked away. That one into the backcourt, deflection, and it's not a violation. 18 in the shot clock, and they'll set up the offense for Jim Less's team.
Good ball movement, good help and recovery.
Again, it is Crouch, his fourth three-pointer of the game. He's 4 out of 4. Jeremy Crouch averages a little over 14 a game, and he's almost there with 12 and a half to go in the first half.
John, did we say that Bradley was a three-point shooting team? I think VCU knows that now.
TJ Gwynn looking for help. Bradley up by 3.
Both teams are breathing hard. It's a nationally televised game. They want to establish tempo. You can shoot that far out.
Jamal Schuler from deep, and we're tied up 14 apiece again. Bradley shoots 43% from 3. VCU 40. These two teams can stroke it.
Well, they're getting what they want. It's a tie game. There's a lot of ball movement side to side, but they're making each other have to run a good offense.
Good look down low. Sally couldn't finish, and then he's called for the foul. Timeout on the court, the under 12 timeout. VCU and Bradley going back and forth, and the three-pointer factoring in big.
Hey, Dwayne, this project is critical. It's got a tight budget and even a tighter deadline. Got it, boss. This is Mrs. Hudson's Park Avenue. It needs brakes, rotors, shocks, wipers, and she's got a bridge game at 2 o'clock, so get on it. And if I screw this up, I'm gonna get fired.
No matter what the size of your project, O'Reilly has you covered. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices.
So you went to a rally. Genius.
Nicorette Fruit Gel, the stop-smoking gum that helps fight cravings and is coated with a grapefruit flavor. So you might actually use it, which means this time, it could help you quit. Nicorette Fruit Gel. Start chewing, start quitting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
President's Day only comes once a year, and to celebrate, Chevy has some commanding offers with great deals on almost every 07, like 0% for 60 months on the Silverado Classic. Hurry, 5 days only, then this and other great deals are history. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Nicorette Fruit Gel, the stop-smoking gum that helps fight cravings and is coated with a grapefruit flavor. So you might actually use it, which means this time, it could help you quit. Nicorette Fruit Gel. Start chewing, start quitting.
Scott Reese in the studio updating you from Spokane. It is 71-69, Gonzaga over Memphis in overtime. It's been a fabulous game. If you want, you can check it out over on ESPN. John?
Back here in Richmond, Bradley and VCU tied at 14 tonight. Boston College tries to bounce back as they take on the 4th-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels in prime time.
College basketball alive and well. He's going to throw the nuts. And here they come. He's throwing it. What a motion. That's incredible. Game over.
Now here in Richmond, Jeremy Crouch is 12 of the 14 Bradley points. He shoots 50% from the floor. Adrian, they've gotten it to him in great spots.
That's right. Every shot that he's made, it's been off of assist. That's a coach's dream because there's ball movement. It's side to side, and he hasn't come down just one shot and done, but it's been easy looks off of the hand of a teammate.
Got it at 14 apiece, 11:51 to go. Here in the first half, VCU basketball. The Rams a little bit of a surprise. They're 14-2 in the CAA. They lead the league. They were picked to finish 6th in the preseason conference rankings.
It has a lot to do with Anthony Grant and the swagger he brings to the table. He said, I want to play 94 feet offensively and defensively, and these guys want to play hard for their coach.
Adams feeding down low, trying to find Andrews, and they're going to get Will Femini on the hold.
Then you're seeing the substitutions come in. Femini starts, but he comes in, they're comfortable with each other, how they're playing as well. Both teams usually go 8 or 9 deep, but in a big game, when you're making substitutions and the game is close, it comes down to execution. Both teams like each other. They'll play hard. There shouldn't be a drop-off when you sub.
Flamini with 2 fouls early. This is Danny Adams. Adams, a former walk-on. Ruffin looking for some space. High arcing shot, and that one won't go for Bradley as the board pulled down by Calvin Rowland.
In shoot-around, Coach Grant was telling his Rams to defend the first, second, and third pass because Bradley will be patient in their offense. They've done it so far.
Foul the floor, it'll stay VCU basketball. Anthony Grant in his first year took over for Jeff Capel and moved on to Oklahoma. One thing we'll say for Anthony Grant, got to be grateful Jeff Capel left him a lot of talent here in Richmond.
Well, Jeff Capel is an outstanding young man, comes from good stock from his family, of course, with his dad coaching with the Charlotte Bobcats. And Grant coming down with the Florida system. He was with Billy Donovan for many years. And what happens, he's going to not accept anything but their best in execution.
Maynard's floater in the lane won't go. Rolling the putback. And VCU leads by a bucket.
Well, VCU has watched the tapes, and they know they can hurt Bradley on the boards because Bradley loses -7 in a rebounded margin.
Andrews kicks out. J.J. Twine. That one in and out. They get a foul on Danny Adams, and it'll go the other way. That's a second on the 6'4 senior. Well, the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters on ESPN2 continues after our game. Drexel will take on Creighton. That'll be at 10 Eastern. And then at midnight, the Ohio Bobcats taking on the New Mexico State Aggies, led by Justin Hawkins. New Mexico having an outstanding year as they are 19-6 on the season. Down low, they get the travel. That'll go on Calvin Roll, the 6'10 senior. And it's the other way, a turnover.
This has been a quick pace to this game so far, and really with such big implications on this game, you'd look for a team to have a little stage fright. You look for them to just be trying to get their second win. But these guys have been getting what they want on both ends of the floor. They've been shooting it well.
Daniel Ruffin. Andrews into the lane. They get him for the travel. It's a turnover.
That's a good call. Nothing easy. VCU is not giving Bradley anything easy. Watch when you're catching it at point-blank range, but moving your feet. Excellent job by Rowland.
VCU basketball leading by 2. Pellarosa knocks it down, 19-14. VCU on top. Jesse Pellarosa, the Richmond native, so playing in his hometown, and hits a big bucket.
Big bucket. He knows he wants to shoot well. Look at this active defense. Bradley's going to have to be patient.
Schuler kicks to Walker, spin move, kicks out. Pellarosa, another 3. Jesse Pellarosa makes it an 8-point bulge for VCU. Jim West will take a timeout. They'll be back in 30, VCU by 8.
We did it for the clutch players. New beds, new lobbies. Courtyards changed it all for the go-to guys. Deeper mattresses, crisper sheets, wider open spaces with Wi-Fi, easy chairs, and freshly stocked 24-hour markets. All new, all for the players who suit up and take the field.
Courtyard, redesigned by business travelers for business travelers.
Go team.
9:10 to go here first half. The O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters here in Richmond, the Alltel Pavilion. Now, early on, VCU was having a difficult time finding Jeremy Crouch outside the three-point line, made an adjustment, and now it is Jim Less's team on the defensive end struggling to cover three-point shooters.
That's right. This is what this game is about. Puncher and counter-puncher. VCU wants to come out and attack and be aggressive, and the word you just said, adjust. Bradley will have to make adjustments. That's what that timeout was about.
Franklin, dangerous pass. That's Crouch with the ball. Now on the baseline, it's Twy, and they're going to get Calvin Rowland with the foul.
Well, right now, Coach Grant would be excited about how active VCU is. This is respect for Bradley. They know who Bradley is, and the ultimate respect you have for your opponent is to play hard against them. They're covering in the end 94 feet just like they wanted to.
Crouch down low to Andrews. And now Twy, J.J. Twy, the senior from Missouri. Good look down low. Andrews couldn't get it to go, but he'll go to the line. VCU leading this one by 8. Good work there by Crouch being alert.
Well, that was a well-run play. Execution on the pick and roll. Coach Grant was saying you're going to see a lot of pick and roll, as well as Jim Less. He knows that they're going to run off because you have so many ball handlers out there, you can get good passing lanes.
Andrews, after missing his first 2 free throws, knocks down that one. Bradley has gone 4 minutes without a field goal.
Well, it's interesting what Jim Less was saying. He said, you know what, we know we're on the road. An aggressive team plays even more aggressive at home. We want to keep it close and give ourselves a chance to win at the 6 and 7 minute mark in the second half.
Here at Alltel Pavilion, Richmond, Virginia, Bradley and VCU. John Shambi alongside Adrian Branch. Thanks for joining us for the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters. Michael Anderson tried for the two-hand stuff, couldn't do it, but he'll shoot a couple of free throws. That foul on Zach Andrews is first.
Once you get inside the paint, good things happen for you on the offensive end. For Bradley, they will make an adjustment. You have yet to see them run a zone. They play a very good zone defense because they're quick enough to get to the shooters. If they get hurt at the three-point line, look for Jim Less to run a 2-3 zone.
Anderson makes the first. These two conferences, the Missouri Valley and the CAA, two very good conferences. You know, 2 teams went to the Sweet 16 last year from the Missouri Valley. In Wichita State and Bradley, outstanding, both those teams. But out of the CAA, the only conference last year with 4 teams that had 24 or more wins, of course, including George Mason, who went to the Final Four.
Well, what happens, you don't have a lot of guys going hardship. You don't have typically the Dwayne Wade or the LeBron James playing in these conferences, so these teams can gel together for 3 and 4 years.
Crouch again showing off the touch. He's got 14.
I would keep feeding him. Both teams are unselfish. Bradley is unselfish. They'll find him because he's shooting it so well.
Schuler handling, gives off to B.A. Walker, 20 on the shot clock. Under 8 minutes to go first half here in Richmond. And VCU leads it by 5. Nice job there as Anderson was able to get into the lane and knock it down off the glass.
Well, that was just a good play by Anderson, able to get his dribble and elevate. But good defense by Bradley. They're not giving anything easy.
Andrews in the lane, up and under, but they get him for the travel. Turnover there. VCU leading coming up. We'll tell you what makes a bracket buster. That's when we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
President's Day only comes once a year, and to celebrate, Chevy has some commanding offers with great deals on almost every 07, like 0% for 60 months on the Silverado Classic. Hurry, 5 days only, then this and other great deals are history. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Master Classic, February 24th and 25th, only on ESPN2.
Imagine this is the interior of your new house. Icynene insulation completely insulates and seals your new home, so in the cold of winter, the heat stays in, and in the warmth of summer, the heat stays out, as do outdoor pollutants. The end result is great energy savings and vastly improved air quality. The Icynene insulation system. Sooner or later, every home will have it.
For more information, call 800-894-1716.
Holiday bills and credit cards keeping you from doing what you want to do? Consolidate high-interest debts with Better Bank's Loan by Check secure line of credit and save. Right now, lock into a low 7.25 APR fixed for 4 years. And with Better Bank's Loan by Check, enjoy the simplicity of writing a check to pay for whatever you want to do. It's that easy. Stop in any of our 5 Better Bank locations and see us today about our new Loan by Check credit line. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Down to the wire once again in Spokane. Memphis up by 1, and Chris Douglas-Roberts is going to the line for 1 free throw. So the Zags will have a chance. 5 seconds on the clock. You want to check it out? It's over on ESPN. Guys?
All right, thanks very much. Here in Richmond, standing room only. VCU leading Bradley 25-18. Well, we told you going to the break, asking the question, what makes a bracket buster? And we mentioned the age of the Bradley Braves. Those are some of the things to factor in, huh?
Oh, I love this. You have the seniors, guys that don't want their career to end. They're going to play hard. Chemistry deals with sacrifice and playing your role. Momentum is whoever wins this game would have great momentum. And then a draw is if opponent has a key player that's injured or suspended or not playing for grades. And then underdog mentality deals with showing a will to win. This is good stuff.
I'd add a 6th, and it starts with L luck. You need a little bit of it, don't you?
Well, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Boy, that takes me back to Lefty Frizzell, my college coach.
VCU by 7 in the basketball. Closing in on 7 minutes to go in the first half. Jesse Pellarosa, the senior from Richmond.
Here's the zone we talked about. Jim Les is going to mix up the looks defensively and try to throw off the rhythm of this VCU offense.
Pellarosa knocks down another. That's his 3rd three-pointer.
Good stroke. Good looking stroke. Straight up and straight down. Good ball movement. Now, both teams are swinging the ball. Watch on this offensive sequence. Typically, you're seeing 4, 5, 6 passes before somebody gets a shot.
Ruffin off balance, nice shot. Daniel Ruffin, the junior from Peoria.
Jim Les and his coaching pedigree. He played for Jerry Sloan in the NBA 7 years as a professional, and he took from him defensive intensity. And, of course, Lenny Wilkins, how to communicate. You're seeing all these facets as he's coaching. Look at him on the sideline. He's so emphatic, cheering his guys on.
And on the other side, Anthony Grant. High pressure, high intensity for the VCU Rams. As Anderson was pressured, couldn't make the layup, and the other way comes Will Franklin.
Will Franklin has been slow to get off a three-point shot. He's been their go-to guy. They'll give it to him to look to create off the dribble.
Franklin has not scored tonight. Now J.J. Twy gives off to Jeremy Crouch. 15 in the shot clock. Twy. And now Ruffin. Ruffin to the goal, has it stripped away. It's another turnover. Here's Pellarosa. Pellarosa into the lane. High bouncing shot off the glass. Bradley pushing ahead. Ruffin will pull up and nail a 3.
Excellent job by this veteran ball club. They got down, they're on the road, but Jim Les calls a timeout. They're in the zone now. He wants to slow down the momentum, and again, he wants to keep it close. He's a fiery guy. I had a chance to talk to him Thursday, and he said, you know what, when we play these guys, I want them to know they've been in the game. Win or lose, we want to win it, but we want them to know who we are.
Feed down low, rolling. Can't get that one to go, but the lefty stuff from Michael Anderson. 30-23, VCU on top. And more pressure being applied. You watch VCU in their shoot-around. They went hard in that shoot-around. Man.
Can you say medicine ball, full sweat? They had everything going, and that was a shoot-around on game day.
I talked to Anthony Grant about it, and he said it's the influence of Billy Donovan. He said today was a bit mild.
Well, yesterday was a defensive buzzsaw when I got in there to see him practice. I was amazed. I got tired. I needed a Gatorade just watching him.
Lots of physical play going on, and the refs are letting him get away with it on both ends. Here's Franklin. Franklin still hasn't scored. Rough and good look right there. And a hard foul. Matt Sally going to the deck. Folks here at Alltel Pavilion wanted to jump on.
This is a very good game. Skill passing in traffic. Good hands by the Bradley big guys to catch the ball in traffic. But VCU is not giving up anything. They're contesting you at the rim.
Foul on Michael Anderson. Anderson's got two. Matt Sally, a junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. And the first for him is good. Now coming up big Monday, a great night of college basketball. 7 Eastern at Villanova, number 13 Marquette. And then the rivalry Kansas and Kansas State. That is at 9 Eastern. And on ESPN, and of course available in spectacular high definition.
You know, it's interesting, John. It seems like Bradley has another gear. Will Franklin has yet to score. And again, coach's mentality, Jim Les, is to keep it close. Just keep it close. We're a three-point shooting team. We're down by 5, but if you're shooting three-pointers, that's only 2 possessions.
Eric Maynard handling 5th in the nation in assists at about 6.4. Good steal there by Bradley. The push ahead. Here's Zach Andrews. Scoop shot took off a little too early there.
Well, he did a Vince. I stopped breathing for a second. He did a Vince Carter where he put his rim in, his hand in the rim, and just hung on the rim and warm us. But he can jump like that. They want to try to put him in the NCAA Final Four dunk contest.
Down the floor. VCU leading this one by 3. Zach Andrews and the Bradley Braves hanging in this one. Look where he took off from. And the scoop.
Denny's PBA Tour, Sunday at 12:30 on ESPN.
ESPNU is the home of men's college lacrosse.
What a goal! A thing of beauty!
The best in the game all season long. National powerhouse Duke returns to action against Dartmouth next Saturday at 2, only on ESPNU.
There's a new O'Reilly Auto Parts store. That means better parts, better people, and better prices are just around the corner. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices.
The repeat does for under 17,000.
No, I understand, sir. The problem is I don't have access to your records.
Boy, okay. That's a really great question. I don't have the answer with me.
No, you need to do that in person. It's on a different system.
You sure you're a customer?
It's not the 6500.
Nope.
But I ordered the 6500.
That's not what this says.
What can people do with the right software?
Yes, ma'am. I've got all of your records in front of me. I can take care of it from here.
For starters, keep the customer happy.
Scott Reese in the studio. Here's how it ended. Gonzaga down 1. Final seconds. Jeremy Pargo for the win. And he misses off back iron. A tremendous overtime game between Memphis and Gonzaga. But the Tigers get a nice road victory, 78-77. Of course, we'll have all your scores and highlights of a great Saturday in college basketball coming up at the half. John?
All right, Scott, thanks very much. Jeremy, of course, the younger brother of Gennaro Pargo. How about Zach Andrews, 6'8" senior from Sacramento. He can fly.
Look where he takes off. The left foot is what impressed me. You looked at me during the course of the game in which you lifted eyebrows, and I took a deep breath saying, my goodness, we're going to see something.
Here inside Alltel Pavilion. VCU leading by 3. Rams basketball. Sally with the good hands, the deflection into the backcourt. No violation as Gwynn is able to collect and gives it over to the point man, Eric Maynard.
Since Jim Les called that timeout about 3 minutes ago, they went to a zone, and all of a sudden they're playing better defense, a lot more deflections.
Schuler in and out with the 3. Sally the rebound. And Ruffin pushing ahead. Daniel Ruffin, the junior from Peoria. He is the half-brother of former Indiana star A.J. Guyton.
Talking about A.J. maybe going over to Croatia. Was dealing with a little health, trying to get strong, so that's good news.
First bucket of the game for Will Franklin, the senior from Houston, Texas. He's their leading scorer at just over 15 a game.
Well, what you have to appreciate about Will, he wasn't forcing his offense. He wasn't coming down just jacking it, trying to get going. He showed good patience, good poise on the offensive end.
Walker gives off. It's Gwynn spinning into the lane. Rebound fought for. It'll stay VCU basketball.
I'm so impressed with coaches that know their team. They know the opposition as well, but Bradley was saying that VCU is going to try to run them out, try to play at a hurried pace, try to scramble the game. We have to match that intensity and also be patient and slow ourselves down. All of a sudden, they're down by 1 point, and it starts to feel like Bradley, all the red jerseys are starting to get closer and closer to all the white jerseys on the defensive end.
13 of the shot clock, VCU by a point. Pump fake there, hanging in the air. Walker drains that one.
Natural scorer can get his shot off the dribble. That's what's improved now. He was a standstill shooter, but you saw him score off of 2 or 3 dribbles.
Ruffin scoop shot, and it'll stay Braves basketball. You know, with all the pressure that VCU has applied, I think a credit to Jim Less's team. Anthony Grant, you know he wants the pressure to be at a high level. Bradley's only turned it over 6 times. I think Jim Less would be happy with that.
Well, the veteran team, he was saying in practice yesterday, this is a veteran team. These are senior point guards. They're not going to be intimidated by you. The steal is going to come from the back line.
Franklin 3, can't get it to go. Rebound pulled down by T.J. Gwynn, and VC will go the other way.
Watch Maynard with his head up. This is what I like about this young man. His head is up. He's looking for a shot. That's a good shot. Good drive. But once he gets over half court, he's a threat for himself or his teammates.
Closing in at 1.5 minutes to go first half. And how about that deep jumper? Daniel Ruffin ties the score at 32.
Well, you talked about his half-brother, A.J. Guyton. Also, his dad played at Bradley years ago. He was a teammate of Sean Livingston. He was the point guard, they were saying, 1 year ahead of Sean Livingston. So he's a ball player.
Knotted at 32 here in the first half. Corner jumper, Walker. Good board work down low as T.J. Gwynn making his presence felt with a turnover, and Ruffin slows it down. Crouch has been on fire, and that one in and out, and almost a tip by Sally, but it's VCU ball under 1 minute to go first half. Believe that they're going to get Pelarosa with a foul on the floor. Well, a season ago, VCU 19 wins, highest RPI of any team that didn't make a postseason tourney. You see their resume, an RPI of 45. Their schedule strength is okay, but they have had a great year.
Well, they're controlling everything they can control. I like that 22-5. I like that 14-2 in the conference. The schedule strength, there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it's called a bop game when you go against teams that you bop over top of the head and send them on back with a loss. But for this team, there's a buy-in process. They're playing hard. They love their coach. They have good momentum, and it's no accident they've been this successful this season.
Under 40 seconds to go in the first half, tied at 32.
If you're Bradley, you have to like how you're playing. You took the best punch of VCU, and you tied this thing up.
Sally gathers in a two-handed flush. And Bradley with the lead.
Bradley got the lead because they changed the defense. They started contesting a three-point shot, and all of a sudden, they played with a lot of poise. They're not flinching on the road.
Gwynn to the goal. The foul will go to the line. T.J. Gwynn, the freshman from Burlington, North Carolina. He has been outstanding in the first half.
This is where he does most of his damage. This is how he had Freshman of the Week, taking undersized players off the dribble, going inside the lane, being strong. Good finish in traffic.
Gwynn has 6 here in the first half. A chance to give VCU the lead.
8 seconds left. This is enough time with Franklin, enough time with Ruffin to get the ball quickly. You practice this. Get it up and get a good shot.
Now coming up at the half, number 1 goes down as the Gators have a toughie. It's Bracket Buster Saturday. We'll give you all the scores, and a great one between Memphis and Gonzaga. In the corner, Adams for 3. No good. VCU pulls down the rebound and will go to the half with VCU leading this one by a point. But Jim Less's team, led by Jeremy Crouch, able to get back into it. Here in Richmond, VCU leading Bradley 35-34. It's been a real good first half. Let's head back to the studio, and here's Scott Reese.
He's really been a difference maker. Look at this catch and shoot off of assist. Good ball movement. He's so wide open. VCU has made the adjustment. You know they are. But the shot right there, that's where it's dangerous for Bradley. They're hurting him off the board. They'll have to block out.
Packed house here in Richmond, and obviously Bradley throughout the season has had trouble on the boards, and that has continued here tonight. VCU basketball to start the second half. You see the fans standing, and it has been a great atmosphere. A 1-point game as we begin second half action, and it'll stay VCU basketball right in front of us. Check out our first half stats.
44% for both teams. That's good. Both teams are contesting, but right, second chance points, 4-13. It's been on the backboard, which has kept VCU in this game. However, if you look at Bradley and Twy, number 10 for Bradley, last year he was playing point guard. This year he's the power forward and playing with a broken left hand. Tell me he's not a young man that's playing with guts and tenacity.
And it's T.J. Gwynn getting it to roll home. Gwynn, who had 7 in the first half, adds 2 more.
Both teams want to come out and get back into their offensive flow. So what happens? VCU wants to extend the pressure. Will Franklin has been quiet. He hasn't been forcing his offense, but there's going to come a time when he's going to have to be more assertive.
Ruffin gives off to Twy. Franklin feeding down low. Andrews double team. And they do a good job of pressuring Crouch. There's the thunder jam by Zach Andrews.
I want to see that again on replay. This young man can jump out the building, but it was set up on ball movement, side to side, 4 or 5 passes. That'll get you an open shot.
Andrews has 8. VCU leading this one by a point. Maynard going to work, closing it on 10 of the shot clock. Good look by Anderson, finding Gwynn. Draws the foul, and he'll go to the line. T.J. Gwynn has been tremendous so far. 9 points for the freshman and just so active down low.
What happens with Gwynn, he's like a possession receiver. He's finding the soft spot in the defense. He's always moving. He's not going to overpower you, so he has to be active. He has to give you that second and third effort, and it's been working. The ball has been finding him in good scoring position.
Gwynn, a freshman from Burlington, North Carolina. Rolls that one home. He's got 10. typical freshman, I guess you'd say. He's been inconsistent. He's had as many as 22 in one game, but also, Adrian, he's been held scoreless 6 times this year.
Well, the reasons happen, opponents are stopped putting power forwards, 6'9" guys on him. They're putting small forwards on him because he's the size of a shooting guard, so they're getting somebody that's just as quick to try to negate him being so busy.
Good ball fake by Crouch. They get the block on the baseline. Pelarosa wasn't able to get set in time.
Excellent shot preparation, showing the ball. Now you're looking at a coach's clinic. These are 2 well-prepared, well-coached, well-disciplined teams. That's why it's been no separation. Bradley can be losing on the rebound margin, but they make it up by shooting 3-pointers and staying together.
There the hands by Maynard, but Twy able to reconnect. And it gives off to Ruffin, back to Twy into the front court. Franklin gets off to Ruffin.
The X factor for Bradley will be Will Griffin getting involved in this offense.
Got a travel right there on Maynard. Turnover. Bradley basketball, trailing by 2. Just getting started here in the second half. Anthony Grant's team 22-5. They have lost only 1 time here at home in Alltel Pavilion.
Well, when you're playing in a 1-out series, 3 things come to mind for me. Preparation. Are these teams prepared with the scouting report? Yes, they are. And then coaches' gamemanship. How they can make adjustments. Look at Jim Les. He's coaching. He's imploring his team. He's trying to figure it out as they go. So coaches' adjustments. And then the third thing is talent. So far, the first 2 have been evenly matched. The talent, which looks like it's evenly matched, it'll come down to execution in the second half.
Crouch, nice spin move, gets that one to drop. Jeremy Crouch already with 16. He averages 14.
Well, he's not the most athletic guy on the floor, but he's been the most productive. They've had no answer for him inside and out, in traffic, off the dribble.
3-pointer for Pelarosa won't go. Crouch the board, and here comes Ruffin. Crouch for 3. Got it again. Jeremy Crouch, a 50% free throw shooter, or I should say 3-point shooter, and he's 5 of 6 from beyond the arc here tonight.
John, that was basketball by the numbers. Who says mid-conference, mid-majors can't play basketball? This is good basketball, ball movement, execution, crisp offense and defense.
Toss down low, Anderson using the glass. Bradley leads this one by 1. And again, the pressure applied by VCU. This time, Andrews will take it into the front court. Now Ruffin.
Bradley is handling the pressure of VCU. So far, they've taken the best punch of VCU, and they're playing their game. They're wheeling, they're dealing, they're moving. They're making Bradley defend them.
Foul right there as Franklin able to draw it down low. Take another look at that one.
Well, this is Bradley passing inside and out. It starts with a strong post, unselfish ball movement, moving like a hot potato. And who's the recipient of it? Crouch. He has to love playing with his teammates.
One of the things for Bradley, the success this season, Jim Les's team last year went to the Sweet 16, but they lost 3 starters, including a lottery pick in Patrick O'Brien. Well, how do you have a team that is at least primed to get to the NCAA tournament again this year? You need guys to step up. You need players that weren't a big factor last year to be more of a factor this year, and Jeremy Crouch certainly would fit into that category. Crouch on the season averaging a little over 14 points a game. He's got 19 here tonight, but Crouch averaged just a little over 4.5 per game a season ago.
Well, these guys are like AAA batteries. The AAAs, adjustment, adaptability, and attitude. Both coaches have a tone about them. They know what they want. They know who they are, and both teams are laying it on the line. They're not leaving anything to chance. This is a very good game.
Turnover there, Twy gives ahead Franklin. Bradley leading this one by 3.
Watch the ball movement. It looks like the Globetrotters where they're running the wheel outside. Everyone's moving. If they don't have it, drive and kick.
Off balance shot, nicely done. Daniel Ruffin using the body, got it to go off the window.
Ruffin has been carrying the offensive load as a complimentary to Crouch. So what happens, Maynard now is going to have to be assertive and get involved offensively.
Flamini draws the foul down low, and he'll go to the line and shoot two. When we come back, Bradley leading this one by 5. Daniel Ruffin trying to lead the Braves to a big win on the road.
The Bassmaster Classic, February 24th and 25th on ESPN2.
Let go. Go out back, where sharing is easy. The ahi tuna is seasoned and seared. The steak's juicy.
Let's go out back tonight.
Tonight, let go.
Life is better when together.
Go out back.
Innovative solutions from Siemens can be found everywhere by helping to make water more pure, buildings more efficient, facilities more modern, communications better integrated, and energy more reliable. We're turning dreams into reality.
Traffic ahead.
Incredible. You found a golf course near the conference. Awesome Chinese. Now you find me a way around traffic. I love you.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around.
Take Market Street exit.
You're right. We'll just keep it professional, you know?
Go everywhere, find everything. Fall hard for the new Where To GPS at Avis.
You are an obsession.
Large bucket, $10. Another large bucket, $10. Another large bucket, $10.
Honey, why are you hitting the cart guy?
Practice, practice, practice. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For the obsessive golfer, there's MasterCard.
Let go. Go out back, where sharing is easy. The ahi tuna is seasoned and seared. The steak's juicy.
Let's go out back tonight.
Tonight, let go.
Life is better when together.
Go out back.
Scott Reese with a SportsCenter in-game update. Oregon and Stanford, the Cardinal could really secure their spot on the right side of the NCAA bubble, but Oregon not cooperating. Bryce Taylor gives the Ducks their first lead of the game. Stanford answered back with a 3, so it's 45-44. Tawan Porter has 16. And over on ESPN, of course, our primetime game, North Carolina leads Boston College 15-10. Gentlemen.
All right, Scott, here in Richmond, Bradley leading this one by 5, 15-20 to go. We talked about players stepping up. Jeremy Crouch has been big here tonight, but guys like Franklin and Andrews, the improvement, Adrian Branch, has been huge for Jim Less's team.
Starts with leadership. It starts with the coach and what he has. He knew that his most effective, talented players were the guards. So what he do? He went out, he spent time with Phoenix, found out how they played. A lot of the responsibility started with the point guard and Steve Nash. So what did he do? He put the responsibility on Ruffin. And all of a sudden, he and Franklin have been leading this team. They've been playing well.
Will Flamini will go to the line. Transfer from Arizona State. Misses that first free throw.
That was not pretty. If I can just inject, that was ugly. That was ugly.
Hard hat ugly.
Yeah. He missed by a lot.
See, Flamini's averages, native of Cameroon, speaks 4 languages, including French, English, and Dutch. Misses them both. Rebound pulled down by Franklin, and a push ahead. One other note on those 4 players that improved so much for Bradley. I don't think it's a coincidence that 3 of them are seniors. I mean, you have that type of veteran leadership, the experience, and that is certainly going to factor in as far as improvement.
Well, they're character guys. They care about each other. They're playing for their teammates, and you're seeing effective ball movement. Nobody monopolizes the basketball for Bradley.
The Good job by Anderson. The turnover, the timeout. Bradley leads this one by 5. And we'll have more basketball from Richmond after this.
The fastest game on 2 feet.
With 1 second left.
The shots.
Pull the trigger. Scores!
The saves.
Tremendous save.
The fast breaks.
Here comes the All-American.
The home of men's college lacrosse. ESPNU. The best in the game all season long. National powerhouse Duke returns to action at home against Dartmouth.
What a goal! A thing of beauty.
Next Saturday at 2, only on ESPNU. The premier destination for men's lacrosse.
Everything all right, sir?
Yeah, I just quit running.
Wait here.
Sure.
Please open the hood. Sir, step out of the car.
What'd I do?
Nothing. That's why I'm taking you in.
With the best people in the business and more than 100,000 parts, we know what you need. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Not good.
The board's asking questions. Hard questions.
About our global integration strategy.
Global integration strategy?
You know, the world is flat.
Do we have a strategy for that?
That's what they want to know.
Uh-oh. Boy.
Oh, no.
Not good.
They're looking for innovation.
A plan.
A schedule. Answers.
Soon.
Yesterday.
No. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Not good.
What do we do?
Honey, look at this.
Is it for all of us?
Yeah. $1,600 for me? We can do that.
Oh, yeah.
The magic begins when you realize you can afford a Disney vacation. Other affordable packages all year long. Visit DisneyWorld.com/affordable.
Back inside Alltel Pavilion, Bradley leads this one by 5. It has been a big home court advantage all year for the Rams. They have lost only once here at home, and that was back on December 30th against Appalachian State. So against Appalachian State, they lost here at home 73-70. And Appalachian State earlier today put it on Wichita State, part of the Missouri Valley where Bradley played. Two-pointer knocked down there by Pelarosa.
Very big basket because VCU does not want this game to slip away. They have to continue to assert themselves, wake this crowd up. But when you play at such a frenetic pace, you pick your spots. Also, B.A. Walker is number 50 now. There was blood on the jersey, so he went from 20 to number 50.
Bradley by 3. Franklin giving it off, and Ruffin will run the show. The Braves looking for win number 19 on the season. They made it all the way to the Sweet 16 last year. White gives off Ruffin. Triple is good, and Bradley leads by 6.
I see why he's a Bob Cousy candidate. Because he controls the game. He plays with poise. He's a quiet leader, a quiet assassin, and he makes his teammates better with the decisions he makes on the floor.
Ruffin's second 3 of the night helped set a new conference record team-wise, as Bradley is the most threes in the history of the Missouri Valley Conference. Off-balance shot is good, and it's VCU trailing by 4. Crouch into the front court.
Well, VCU is going to make a run, but I look at Schuler coming off the bench, and he looks like a young Terry Teagle that played years ago in the NBA.
Crouch open 3, couldn't knock it down. And they get the travel. Now, great work on the offensive end for VCU.
Excellent give and go in traffic. Schuler hangs again. I said Terry Teagle because Terry Teagle, who played for Golden State and then the LA Lakers, was long. He was about 6'4", had excellent leaping ability, and they have the same kind of build, but they could finish in traffic.
Great spin move by Schuler to finish that one off. The junior from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Both teams have done a good job taking care of the basketball, and that is nothing new.
Well, you have so many guards again, and they play well together. The offense puts them in a position to be effective.
Twy spinning into the lane, got hammered and gets the bucket to go. J.J. Twy, the senior from Verona, Missouri, the youngest of 9 siblings.
Excellent job. Slow, a hard dribble in traffic, couldn't get it deflected, and with the spin has good body control to finish the shot.
Maynard can't get it to fall. Crouch pushing ahead. Ruffin will slow it down. The Braves didn't have numbers.
Now look at Bradley swinging the ball side to side, patient, dribbling hard, driving kick. They're forcing VCU to defend him.
Turnover there, the travel. And it'll be VCU basketball down 6. The O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters here on ESPN2 continues. Later on, 10 Eastern, it's Drexel and Creighton. And then at midnight, New Mexico State at home hosting the Ohio Bobcats.
How about Drexel? They're 11-4 on the road. Second best record on the road in the nation behind Vermont. They are not afraid to go into somebody else's building and play well.
Bradley by 6, largest lead of the game for the Braves. Good cut and pass, but Maynard just simply couldn't finish.
Well, as soon as he scores, the rain will start for him. He'll feel like he's at the dance.
Sally going to work on Famini, kicks out.
Bradley is making VCU play defense. They're being patient and they're not settling for bad shots.
Good cut to the basket. Sally with 2. He's got 6. And a timeout on the court. Bradley leading this one by 8. Largest lead of the game for the Bradley Braves, trying to come up with a big win. Jim Less's team right now 4th in the Missouri Valley. Last year the NBC got 4 teams in, trying to duplicate that because right now they are 4th in their conference.
Well, what you have to appreciate about leadership is he's made the adjustment. He was honest with himself and his coaching staff. He said, fellas, what do we have? We lost Patrick O'Brien, which is a rarity because big guys don't go in a hardship, especially from their league, as he was saying. And of course, Somerville was a fantastic player at about 6'7", playing for pay now overseas. They played small ball. He could play last year, power with the big guys. Now all of a sudden, he's dominating with the 4-guard offense.
So VCU basketball, Jim Less and the Bradley Braves on the road, leading this one by 8.
Well, for VCU right now, Maynard has to look to, if he doesn't get his shot, he has to get fouled, get to the free throw line because they have to continue to score points. Bradley can come down and score in a hurry.
D.A. Walker can't get that one to roll home, and it'll be Bradley basketball. Timeout on the court. Coming up, we'll go back to 1986 when Jim Less and Anthony Grant were also on the same floor as players.
The only car in its class with standard push-button ignition, intelligent key, and available real-time traffic updates. Luxuries once reserved for the few are now available to everyone. Yep, it's that good. The next generation Nissan Altima is here.
Dale, you help me get down to Danbury?
Oh, yeah. Hold on a second here. It's pretty easy. You get out on the main road here. You go straight about half a mile, maybe a little less, and take a left. Follow that, straight another half a mile, and then you take a hard left, right? And then you go straight a half a mile, take another left. Yeah, that's right, man. You just keep on that. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. All right, man. No problem. Anytime. Oh, John, the directions.
What are you being charged?
Better health starts with Healthy Nation.
A network connected to the pulse of medicine.
Hi, I'm Lou Diamond Phillips. Did you know that 1 out of 16 Americans is affected by diabetes? This disease can be prevented by taking action. Find out how on Healthy Nation.
Choose to be informed.
Choose better health.
Better health starts with Healthy Nation.
Available now on Channel 99 in the free spot.
Still the one, Southside Bank. There is a
difference. Southside Bank.
The thing about Southside Bank is that they've been around a long time. They're going to be here for a long time. And you want to find someone who's going to give you the quality of service on a consistent basis without deviation. And Southside Bank does that.
We're still the one, Southside Bank. There is a difference. Southside Bank.
January 13th, 1986, Bradley and Dayton. Anthony Grant's Dayton Flyers up by 2 with a second left, but Jim Les firing a baseball pass. Hersey Hawkins hit the jumper over Anthony Grant to send the game to OT, and eventually the Braves would win 79-77 in overtime. And there's Jim Les, is a Bradley Brave, Missouri Valley Player of the Year for the 85-86 season, and the Francis Naismith Award for the top player under 6 feet tall.
Back at his alma mater as well. So with him, he knows the climate, what the town expects, what the faculty expects. It's like Gary Williams at Maryland, and you have Roy Williams, who also had an investment in North Carolina. These guys are back at schools where they made contributions. Roy Williams as assistant coach.
Good steal there, Schuler with Anderson. And the layup rolls home for Jamal Schuler. It's a 6-point game.
VCU knows they have to play with urgency. That's what that timeout was about with Coach Grant. They've got to raise the defensive intensity.
Big block right there. It'll stay Bradley basketball. Jim Les going to bring in wholesale changes as you take another look.
Good job. You appreciate big guys when they're using their length, when they're using their jumping ability. Excellent job by Anderson guarding the basket.
Anderson with 3 blocks in this game. He's also got 9 points.
Yeah, there's 24 seconds left on the shot clock, so Bradley does not have to be in a hurry.
Why gives off to Ruffin. And a feed down low, Andrews. Going to work, spin move. They get him for the travel. Turnover, VCU basketball. Here at Alltel Pavilion, Richmond, Virginia. It's the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters. Great crowd, great atmosphere. John Shambi alongside Adrian Branch. Bradley on the road leading this one by 6.
Let's see if they run the offense through Pelarosa. See if he's going to be assertive on the offensive end.
B.A. Walker can't get that one to go down. Ruffin pushing ahead. Franklin has been quiet here tonight, only 4 points.
Well, he stayed patient. I've been impressed with him not forcing his offense.
Off-balance shot for Ruffin. He's hit a number of those, couldn't there. But it'll stay Bradley basketball.
When Bradley gets right back to work, they'll make 4 and 5 passes, use both ends of the floor, making VCU defend.
Ruffin throws it away. VCU ball in the turnover. Under 10 to go. Here in the second half, Jim Les looking on. His team has played well on the road tonight.
One of the rare miscues by Ruffin, but that won't deter him. He's been having a good game. You like your quarterback. What they are, your point guards are a non-helmet wearing quarterback. So what happens? They're the coach on the floor. They set the tone. They carry the responsibility of putting the big guys in place. Now for Maynard, let's see what he does. Let's see. He was on the bench for 2 or 3 minutes. That was a good time to let him just try to get his thoughts, see if he can come back and be aggressive himself.
Will looking for help, gives off to Schuler. Going to get him for a carry and a turnover back the other way. We've seen that a couple of times tonight. Turnover at one end, turnover at the other end. Kind of trading back and forth with the sloppiness. Both teams defending hard.
Well, these guys are still trying to play the right way. They're looking for his offense. Schuler has been scoring well, moving without the basketball. You haven't seen a lot of turnovers like that, but you'll take that because it was the right attitude. He won't make the same mistake twice under Coach Grant's system.
Why almost had that pass deflected. Andrews out, sits a hard screen out there.
John, what you're seeing out of Bradley, they're breaking the press and then they're slowing the breaks down and they're making VCU play their style. They're moving the ball 3 or 4 times. Good shot attempt right here.
Good look by Twy, and it was Andrews cleaning up. Zach Andrews with 2 more. He's got 10 here tonight.
Well, for VCU, they have to continue to score. They can't go in a scoring drought.
De La Rosa. That one hung on the rim. Bradley ball.
Here is the game changer right here. Ruffin has controlled the game. He's controlled the tempo. He broke the press. It's like a knockout punch. VCU's steal, creating steals, is like a knockout punch, but they haven't been able to get steals because of Ruffin and the decisions he's making in the open floor.
Wide open 3. Crouch knocks it down. Jeremy Crouch with 22, and he has been red hot from 3.
His red is his jersey. Is that what you're trying to say? He's made it look like a horse game. It's looking easy for him right now.
De La Rosa has it taken away. Bradley right now leading by 11. Almost a turnover. Franklin hanging on.
Well, for VCU, they would have a lot at stake. A turnover with Franklin. They have a lot at stake. We talk about VCU is the #1 in the CAA, and Bradley is the 4th rated team in their conference.
VCU just has not had an answer for Jeremy Crouch.
Hey, Dwayne, this project is critical. It's got a tight budget and even a tighter deadline. Got it, boss. This is Mrs. Hudson's Park Avenue. It needs brakes, rotors, shocks, wipers, and she's got a bridge game at 2 o'clock, so get on it. And if I screw this up, I'm gonna get fired.
No matter what the size of your project, O'Reilly has you covered. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices.
So you went to O'Reilly. Genius.
Does it have 270 horsepower? Fuel-efficient CVT technology. And faster 0 to 60 than Accord, Camry, and Acura TL. Performance once reserved for the few is now available to everyone. Yep, it's that good. The next generation Nissan Altima is here. Innovations from Siemens can be found everywhere. By integrating communications, building technologies, and advanced medical systems, we're creating digital hospitals that can provide higher quality patient care. Siemens, we're turning dreams into reality.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. And in part by Nissan, who invites you to ship the way you move through the world.
Scott Reese in the studio. Stanford looking for its 6th win against an RPI top 50 team, and Cook Lopez helping the cause. Already a career-high 22, and the Cardinal lead Oregon by 13 with under 7 to go. Elsewhere, Boston College and North Carolina in a tussle in Chestnut Hill, 31-30 over on ESPN. Guys?
All right, Scott, thanks very much. BC coming off that tough loss at home against Duke here in Richmond. Bradley leading by 11, and they have done a great job scoring the basketball. And right now on target for a game where they will score somewhere in the 70s likely.
It's an impressive stat when they score over 75 points. They're 23-3. Also, VCU, when they score 75 points, they're 16-0. But right now, they've been struggling for it. You haven't seen the best in Eric Maynard, but there's still time. 7 minutes left. See if he gets going. There we go.
Bucket there. You see those numbers. Bradley outstanding. VCU as well, a combined 39-3. When either side scores 75 or more.
High-octane offense with small ball from both teams.
Both teams high field goal percentage shooting teams, and especially from three. Wide, gives off.
Look at the ball movement and the patience for Bradley, but VCU is making them defend. They're not bailing them out.
Deep three. That'll go. Oh, goodness. Daniel Ruffin from deep drains that one. Bradley leading by a dozen.
Young man, when you're good, you're good. He's bringing his A game to the table. He's playing his best when his best is needed.
De La Rosa hits that one, answering the three of his own.
Well, you knew that was good before it left his hand because his feet were square, his shoulders were square.
Fly handling the ball, Crouch wide open three. Can't get that one to go. And I think they got Gwynn over the back on Andrews. Let's see how far that last three was for Ruffin.
Well, Ruffin has stepped into this shot. Fades away. All he'd have to do now, if I was that hot, I'd be talking trash. All right, I'd say, listen, you can't do anything with me, but I talk trash anyway. But the good thing is I don't have to back it up once you're retired. That's a good thing about being retired.
Ruffin has 16. Maynard ahead, lays it in. Maynard with two more. VCU trails by 7, and the crowd's starting to get loud. Twy will call timeout. It is packed here at Alltel Pavilion. VCU on the season 11-1 inside this building. And the crowd trying to get loud and urge on the home side. Well, Big Monday means a great night of college basketball at ESPN. You got Villanova and Marquette, and then at 9 Eastern, Kansas. And Kansas State, it's Judgment Week presented by Cisco. Mentioned Villanova. The Wildcats out of the Big East, and there's their tournament resume. How about that RPI? I think that would surprise some people. An RPI of 15.
Well, look at the schedule strength as well, 8. So I like Villanova. They played a tough, determined Georgetown team. Lost a heartbreaker today, but I look for them to have a lot of momentum, as we talked about bracket buster. But for them, they have momentum. They lost the game, but look at the wins as well. Louisville, Notre Dame, and how about the young man from Texas? Can he play?
Kevin Durant, he is something else.
Yeah.
One of the best freshmen the college game has seen in quite some time. People going back to, obviously, the job Carmelo Anthony did in leading Syracuse to an NCAA title. That one into the front court. I think Bradley's bench wanted an intentional foul. I mean, they just jumped off the bench as Ruffin was fouled.
Well, for Ruffin, he's going to have to calm down. He's put together a masterpiece, and all he has to do is get distracted. He can't let his emotions get the best of him. That's foolishness. He's played too well. He's got to focus in. You got yourself a game now because Maynard has his offense going. You can see his body language. He has a rhythm. He has a flow to him now. You can see him looking more relaxed when he got that basket, and this crowd is standing on its feet. It should be. When you're at home, this should be winning time. It's fun. Get this crowd involved.
Bradley by 7. 6 minutes to go in this one. Crowd channeling the ball now. Franklin Andrews comes out. Pull-up jumper. Air ball. Big rebound by Crouch. That is huge. Franklin gets the triple. He's been quiet all night, but Will Franklin with a three-pointer. 7 points for him, 10-point advantage for Bradley.
A character performance by a character young man. He hasn't been forcing his offense, hit a huge three-pointer.
B.A. Walker answers with 2 of his own.
Both teams now, it's going to come down to execution. Both teams are throwing caution to the wind. It's all about the execution on the offense, good shots, and defensively, both teams move your feet without fouling and get the rebound if there's a missed shot.
Ruffin has done an outstanding job handling the pressure. Andrews down low, can't get it to go off the window. VCU basketball trying to chop into an 8-point advantage. And a foul right there by Michael Anderson. Well, we talked in the beginning on our Star Watch. We mentioned Will Franklin for Bradley and Eric Maynard. Maynard's had a tough time. Franklin's been quiet until that last three.
Well, they're still stars because neither team would trade for each other. They still mean everything for their team, and it's still 4 minutes left, 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. The team, this game is far from being over. You still have to execute and be sure-handed with your decisions on both ends of the floor.
Beating the pressure and then gives off to Twat.
Still moving the ball side to side. Look at the patience of Bradley. Look at both coaches trying to encourage their guys to play hard.
How about that look and the Thunder one-handed stuff by Andrews?
Well, Andrews is showtime once he gets up off the floor. He's got a gray area where he really doesn't have a post move that's polished. Too many turnovers.
Anderson, left-handed layup will go. 65-57, Bradley with the lead. And a foul on the floor, they got Eric Maynard.
Anthony Grant talked about the pick and roll. He knew that he would see a lot of pick and roll from Bradley. Watch the patience, and then right there to catch in traffic. Good job finishing above the rim. Again, for that young man, Zach Andrews, I love his game. Great build, strong body, but when he catches it in the paint, he's going to have a drop step or a jump hook that's not called for a traveling violation. But he's playing very well for his team today. He's been active.
Andrews, a junior college transfer, an amazing story, abandoned by his mother when he was just 3 years old, grew up basically living in foster care, and by the time he got to high school, he essentially just stayed with a high school teammate's family.
Look at the arms on him. If I had arms, man, I'd stop speaking to people, man. He looks good. Those arms. He's a good-looking young man.
And he comes away with that one, almost turns it over. Twy pushing ahead to Franklin.
Watch Bradley. They're going to try to milk the clock. They're going to take their time, make VCU play them without fouling. This is where you trap. The back line for VCU is going to have to help him recover. Don't give up an easy layup.
Ruffin has been so good dealing with the pressure. And a great find right there. How about Andrews using the flip up to get off the ground? Always does it. Show off. Bradley leading by 10. Andrews will shoot free throws and show off the acrobatic nature when we come back.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Not good.
The board's asking questions. Hard questions.
About our global integration strategy.
Global integration strategy?
You know, the world is flat.
Do we have a strategy for that?
That's what they want to know.
Uh-oh. Boy.
Oh, no.
Not good.
They're looking for innovation.
A plan.
A schedule. Answers.
Soon.
Yesterday.
No. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Not good.
What do we do?
Nicorette Fruit Gel, the stop-smoking gum that helps fight cravings and is coated with a grapefruit flavor. So you might actually use it, which means this time, it could help you quit. Nicorette Fruit Gel. Start chewing, start quitting.
The only car in its class with standard push-button ignition, intelligent key, and available real-time traffic updates. Luxuries once reserved for the few are now available to everyone. Yep, it's that good. The next generation Nissan Altima is here.
Traffic ahead.
Incredible. You found a golf course near the conference. Awesome Chinese. Now you find me a way around traffic. I love you.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around.
Take Market Street exit.
You're right. We'll just keep it professional, you know?
Go everywhere, find everything. Fall hard for the new Where To GPS at Avis.
The 99-cent Buffalo Snacker only from KFC. Where else can you find 100% breast meat smothered in authentic buffalo sauce for just 99 cents? That's right, just like the original KFC Snacker, it's still just 99 cents. Your dollar goes further at KFC.
This is Scott Graham in Omaha, where Bracket Buster Saturday continues with another team looking to make a road statement. Drexel visits with their interior force, Frank Allegard. While Missouri Valley Power Creighton will counter with possible Conference Player of the Year, Nate Funk. Now, back to VCU and Bradley with John Chiavi.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. 67-57 here in Richmond, 3:20 to go. Zach Andrews, the senior from Sacramento, California, 6'8", 225. He's got just a touch of athleticism. Short on that free throw. Andrews in this game with 12 points. He has been their low post presence. Both of these teams undersized and going with three-guard attacks. That's short on that one. VCU basketball trailing in this one by 10.
Now I looked at Zach. He missed those 2 free throws, but right back, he's into it defensively. He's talking. He's moving his feet. That's what you like to see in your big guy.
D.A. Walker with a 3.
Huge shot. It's all about the momentum now.
Andrews breaking the press, tosses back. And Twy will set things up, giving off to Ruffin.
Look for Bradley to take a shot under 10 seconds. They're going to try to move the ball like they've been doing under 10 minutes in this second half. They've been extremely patient on the offensive end.
Daniel Ruffin almost lost it, looking for help. And they're going to say he traveled.
Excellent job by VCU. VCU also has gotten back in this game because they've been defending for 35 seconds. Yesterday in practice, Anthony Grant had his starting unit go 4 against 5, and he was expecting them to move and help and stay disciplined. Look at this crowd getting excited now, John.
Walker launching another 3. Can't get it to go big. Board for Andrews, who gives to Crouch. He'll look for Ruffin, and he finds it. Ruffin has been the guy really helping to break that VCU pressure.
Yeah, what happens, you break it quickly, so then you have 25 seconds to run a half-court offense, and VCU has to defend it. Though VCU has done a good job of moving their feet without fouling.
7 on the shot clock. Franklin losing his footing. Has the three-pointer blocked by Fanini. And here come the VCU Rams. Walker can't spin it home.
When VCU looks at the tape of this game, they will have had their opportunities. There's been 3 missed shots within the last 2 minutes at point-blank range that would have cut into this lead. Now they have to set their defense again, move their feet, try to create another turnover.
Well, as we close in on NCAA tournament time, you look at individual teams trying to get big wins, but you look at conferences, and right here, the number 4 team in the Missouri Valley threatening to knock off the number 1 team in the CAA on the road. So even though we've seen some teams in the MVC lose some tough games, this speaks well for that conference.
Well, both teams have really shown well for themselves. VCU has represented themselves extremely well. This is a classy program, a classy coach. However, Bradley has simply played better. They've made their shots consistently. VCU has gone through an offensive dry spell, which is and missed opportunities at point-blank range. But this has been a good game for both teams.
Try making the first. They can't get the second to go. Fanini the board, Maynard now. Closing in a minute to go here in this one. Bradley leading by 8. Schuler 3. Ruffin the board.
Story of the game, VCU has missed the shots, and Bradley, who's typically have been able to get the long rebounds, and Ruffin has been the player of the game this game because he's broke the press and he moved the ball, getting it to that hot shooting Crouch.
2 shots now, 10 fouls committed by by VCU, so the double bonus the rest of the way.
And you look at this, the NCAA has, 65 teams. They have a play-in game. It should be members only. It should be where, I believe football has, 101 teams, and 55 of them can go to bowl games?
I believe it's 119 total with one AA.
Sure. And so it should be an exclusive. Somebody's heart, unfortunately, should be broken because it's a privilege to play in the NCAA tournament.
When you look at the Valley and the RPI, the Missouri Valley with two teams getting to the Sweet 16 last year. And you look at Conference RPI at 7. This will certainly help. I think that the number on the bottom speaks volumes. I mean, when you're talking about so many college basketball teams and the lowest rated team at 129.
Well, again, I'm going to go back to that phrase, bop game. I got that one from Brian Ellerby, Michigan's old coach. I grew up with him. He used to say they play a bop game where they bop a team on the head and send them home. Illinois State has played well. But again, you look at both of these teams, the teams that are out here. VCU has an upscale because they have such a great coach and the leadership and the faculty excited about this program and this building. And Jim Les has done a dynamite job too. And this is what college basketball should be about.
Well, the one thing Bradley has struggled with this year, rebounds. Here tonight, they have out-rebounded VCU 32-27. That's been a huge story. Twy with the board, now Ruffin hanging on to it, and they foul Daniel Ruffin. Three-point shooting's been huge tonight for the Bradley Braves as we take a look at our KFC three-point bucket storyline of the game. Jeremy Crouch early overall with 6 three-pointers in this one, and Daniel Ruffin has absolutely been huge. Both these teams shoot it well. Both of these teams shoot it at better than a 40% clip as a team. I mean, that is superstar-type shooting.
Well, John, I believe in this statement. Preparation determines presentation. Preparation determines presentation, and that means that these guys prepared for pressing. Bradley was hitting huge shots when it mattered, when the game was on the line. They didn't buckle. They kept their poise. They kept their concentration. VCU has been erratic on the offensive end, but they played well, and this was a good experience for these guys. They're still number 1 in their conference.
Schuler's deep three won't go. Twy is fouled. It's Bradley by a dozen. And trying to salt this one away against Anthony Grant's team. The VCU Rams will lose for just the 6th time this season. Jim Les's team closing in on the 20-win mark. They'll have 19 at the end of this one. Well, the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters on ESPN2 continues after our game with 2 more matchups. You got Drexel and Creighton, and then Ohio and New Mexico. Ohio and New Mexico at midnight Eastern.
For Bradley, they've got to finish out. Finish what they start now. Hit your free throws. Don't give VCU any life. For VCU, they played well. There's a lot of positives they can take from this game. When the game was, I believe, 67-60, they missed 3 easy shots at point-blank range, which would have gotten them back in this game. And then for their point guard, Maynard, how many times will he have a quiet game where he's only scored 4 points? This shouldn't deter his confidence.
Bradley by 11. Ruffin has been tremendous. I believe we have a lane violation. Indeed, we do.
Well, he's been the little general out here. He's made everyone better, controlled the floor. He's had a baseball, you can appreciate this, a baseball mentality where he hadn't shown any emotion, and he's been consistent.
Schuler's scoop shot makes it a 9-point game. Ruffin trying to find some help. And a timeout call.
He was in a bad spot. Coach was able to call timeout. Good job to help him out, get him out that spot.
30-second timeout.
Well, O'Reilly, ESPNU Bracket Busters continue after this one. You look at some of the games that have already taken place. Winthrop beat Missouri State 77-66. Boise State with a 1-point win. We mentioned Appalachian State winning here at VCU. Well, they beat Wichita State. Nevada and Nick Fazekas with a win over the Missouri Valley's Northern Iowa. Tough loss for George Mason, but the biggie, Number 15, Southern Illinois on the road, beating number 12, Butler. Outstanding defensive team for Chris Lowry, and as well, you see in the second half, Wright State leading Cal State, Fullerton, and Utah State, and Old Dominion with victories.
Well, for Old Dominion, you look at VCU, it looks like they're going to lose tonight, but Old Dominion wins, so they're going to have confidence when they play the CAA.
I think they got roughened with the foul. Indeed, they did. 15.7 to go. Bradley leading this one by 9. Again, coming up at the conclusion of this one, the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters continues. Creighton and Drexel. That's at 10 Eastern, and then at midnight, Ohio taking on New Mexico State. As this one winds down here at Alltel Pavilion, a huge win for Jim Less's Bradley Braves. Once again, our final score, Bradley wins it 73-64. VCU losing at home for just the second time this season. Coming up next on ESPN2, the O'Reilly ESPNU Bracket Busters from Omaha, Nebraska. Drexel taking on Creighton. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Bradley wins it by 9. Time now to head back to the studio, and we turn it over to Scott Reese.